Hello, everyone. I am back with part two of the fasting video. I am actually, again, I'd like to reiterate that I am making this video just to encourage someone who may be on their fasting journey, who may be trying to turn things around in their life, and they feel that fasting is not working, it's not working fast enough, or they're not seeing any results at all. I just wanted to share with you my journey so that maybe you can glean some encouragement or some knowledge from my journey, from things that I went through. And hopefully, it will give you the strength to continue on your journey to where you need to be in God and in your life. Um, my fasting journey, which I don't want to say it's a journey because I think at some point a journey ends, but my experience with fasting was that it was not a one size fits all, as I said before in my last video, because of the fact that everyone's life is different and everyone's experiences are different and what's in your bloodline is different. So fasting, it takes sometimes multiple fasting sessions to get rid of what's in your bloodline, and what's in your life because of what's in your bloodline, and also to keep it out. There's something that we need to do. The Bible admonishes us to fast. And so in this video, I just wanted to share with you some of the experiences that I had while fasting. So when I fasted, I just want to say, first of all, how I did it. I did several fasts because I had things in my life that I saw were repeating patterns, and I didn't like it. And I prayed, and it wasn't getting any better, and I was getting frustrated. I'm the type of person where I need to be able to handle the situation. I don't like to be powerless. And I think fasting helped me there too, because I fight God in a lot of stuff that I shouldn't fight him in, because I don't like relinquishing power because of certain things that I've been through in my life where I felt powerless. And so I always try to figure out how to keep the power in the situation so that I can steer the situation rather than the situation steering me. But we learn that when we're with God, God doesn't need us to drive. He knows what he's doing. So fasting did help me in that aspect, because it humbled me and it broke me in a lot of places that I would not surrender to God. However, my initial reason for fasting was because there were so many situations that I felt that I could not control. So I fasted in order to be able to control them. And that was my initial reason to start fasting. But it just turned out that God did so much more for me than I ever could imagine that he would do for me. I actually, when I fasted, my first fast was a 40-day fast. And I want to say on all of my fasts, I did basically liquids with no food at all. Well, I don't want to say no food on the first 40-day fast. On the first fast, which was the 40-day fast, I actually, for the first, I want to say, first couple of weeks, I did put like broth. Like I would make a chicken broth, not wouldn't make the chicken broth, but I would get like the Swanson or the College Inn chicken broth, and just have that, because I knew I would be going for long with no food, and I had never done anything like that, and I was concerned about my body breaking down because of the fact that I have so much to do in a day, traveling back and forth from state to state for work, taking care of children, and doing many other things. So I wanted to keep my strength up. So for the first couple of weeks, I did that. And then after that, after the first couple of weeks, I just decided not to do that anymore. And I just went to beverages. I didn't drink only water. I did have juices, but that's how I did it. And the reason that I did it is I stated some of the reasons before, but some of the other reasons that I did it was because I was dealing with spirits of oppression that were in my bloodline, and they were just kicking my behind. It's just like every time I tried to go forward, something would knock me back. And it was more than just spirits of oppression, but that's the first thing. Excuse me, it's like an umbrella. The first thing that came to my mind to say. But just to break it down a little further, as far as I know, I don't know a lot of my family history, but from what I did learn of my family history, and I thank God for the Holy Ghost, for Him being open to me to share things with me. I found out that my grandmother was part of a spiritualist church, and someone put a curse on all of her children. And through them putting a curse on all of her children, she wound up giving the children away to people and then taking them back. So it was my mom and then her 3 siblings. So it was 4 of them all together, 1 boy and 3 girls. And so someone put a curse on them. She gave them away. I forgot the reason why she gave them away. And then she took them back. And ever since, I mean, nothing was ever right. I know that in my family, there's a spirit of paranoia. I remember my grandmother going to the pizza store one time, and they were making a pizza, and she started screaming, "They put cocaine in my pizza. They put cocaine in my pizza." And I was so embarrassed as a little girl, my grandmother screaming that somebody put cocaine in her pizza, and she just kept screaming it over and over. But that was the spirit of paranoia that was on her. And my aunt and my grandmother she later became an evangelist in a Pentecostal church. And my aunt, she would sleep with a knife and a meat cleaver under her pillow because she would always think that someone was going to break in her house and do something to her, and she was ready for them. So that's another red flag, and that's more evidence of the spirit of paranoia that was in my family. That probably is still, but it's not operating the way that it can operate because I pray. Thank you, Jesus, for knowledge. But and then my aunt, she would, and this was my great aunt. This was my mother's aunt, my grandmother's sister. She would have like candles all around her house. When she went away, I don't know. I think the candles were supposed to ward off spirits, but I know she would have my mother go and check her apartment when she wasn't there. My mother would go into her apartment, and she would check to make sure everything was okay, and it'd be pitch black and just candles all over the place. And I just thought, what if something catches on fire? But nothing ever caught on fire. It was just candles everywhere. And like I said, I guess it was to ward off evil spirits, she felt. But yeah, it was just weird to me. And at that point, when I was younger, I didn't know to ask questions. I don't even think my mother knew why she did it. She was just my mother's favorite aunt, and my mother was her favorite niece. So she came over to check the house, and I never knew why she did it, but she did. So I know that burning candles is not something that we do in the church of in the Church of Jesus Christ. So that's that's stuff that added to the things that I went through and that I had to fight against in my life. There's a lot of sickness in my family as far as like hypertension and high blood pressure. And I know that's true with a lot of people of color because of the way we eat. But I believe that it was something that was in the bloodline. Because my grandmother, she really didn't eat that bad. She would try as much as she could, as far as I knew, to take care of herself. Using oil of Olay to try to make her skin look younger, and just eating. I remember going to a house and eating a lot of vegetables and just good food. We didn't eat a lot of junk. And but she still had diabetes and she had hypertension, and my mother wound up getting diabetes and hypertension, and my aunt, and it just is a trickle effect. It goes throughout the family. It touches everyone in the family. Thank God I don't have it. But it went throughout the family, actually on both sides of my family. And as you know, you're growing up, you don't realize that this is something that can be stopped. You're just like, okay, this person got sick, that person got sick. So you just, it's just a norm. It's just something that happens. And it was just something that was happening in my family. My grandfather, I never knew him, but he died of heart disease. And so it was just like sickness all throughout my family. My grandmother on my father's side, she was okay. And then just one day she had cancer and it spread all throughout her body. So it was just like rapid movement of sickness. Just sometimes it was like it would appear overnight. My uncle, my father's brother, he died young. And he died young because of drinking. And I don't necessarily know if that was something that was in the bloodline, but I know it was something that I wanted to stop, and I didn't want to pass it on to the next generation. So there was a lot of things that I saw that I wanted to fight against. We had stagnation. It's like no one could make it past a certain point. I remember growing up, I would be in contests and I would think I did well, and I would try my hardest, try my best, but I could never make it past runner up. I would never make it to grand prize or first place. I would make it to second place, third place, but I could never ever make it to first place no matter what. But I just saw it when I was growing up as not being good enough. I just need to try harder. But as I learned more and as things progressed more in life, and I saw it happened on the job when I would get to a certain amount of salary, I would just lose my job, and then I would have to start all over again. So it's just like I was dealing with a spirit of setback and a spirit of stagnation and a spirit of anti-progress, and all types of oppressive spirits I was dealing with. Spirits in relationships that would not let me rest or be happy. There was just always turmoil and chaos and confusion. And these were things that I was seeing and I was noticing. It was a pattern. And I was like, this has to go. I started praying against it. And even in me praying against it, these things would come against me. I remember that's how bad it was for me. One time I had gotten to the point where I just wanted to pray because I was like, you know what? I'm going through so much, and there's no amount of TV. There's nothing people have on the TV to say that can help me. There's nothing anyone can say on YouTube that can help me. I have to go to the source. So I remember just like I couldn't wait to get home from work to come in my room so that I could pray. And one time I was praying in the dark, and my kids were in the other room. And I remember praying in the dark, and I remember hearing, you're praying and now you're going to see something move. So now you're going to hear something. I think that's what the voice said to me. And then my baby daughter, she was about 4 at the time, she came in. And she started screaming and she ran back out. She was like, it's moving, the box is moving. And that was no sooner, a few seconds after I heard that voice speak to me and tell me you're going to see something move. She came in the room, saw the box moving. I thought it was a mouse. She thought it was a mouse, and we both ran out of the room. And it broke my prayer time. So after that, my prayer time was broken because I was always scared that thing was going to happen again. So I was going through a lot. I mean, I would have to make a whole separate video to tell you all of the supernatural things that I experienced in life. So basically, what I did was I said, okay, I have to fast. I have to start. And I wound up going firstly on a 40-day fast. And I figured, I'm like, okay, this is the mother of all fasts. I'm going to get rid of everything. Everything's going to be turned around, because I would have dreams about people coming and stealing babies from me and just all types of crazy stuff. And for some reason in the dream, I had no control over what was going on. And so I'm like, yeah, I'm going to shut it down with this fast. God is going to honor me, whoever's coming against me, and all of this I thought. And I remember one time I had a dream, actually during this 40-day fast, I had a dream about people coming after me. It was a lot of people dressed in suits, and they were coming after me with guns to shoot me. But what happens is when they started coming after me, for some reason they started turning on themselves. And that's like, I believe it's Second Chronicles 20, because Jehoshaphat sent out the praisers first. The enemies that were coming after him started turning on themselves and they killed each other. So I kind of understood that dream. And then I had a series of dreams, but these were the ones that I could remember clearly now. And then I had a dream about how there were people in my house. And it seems that it seems like I had a really large, beautiful house, not like the one I have now, which is not bad, but it was not like the one in the dream. It was a large, beautiful house. And people were in my house and they had lucrative businesses in my house, like printing businesses, and they were selling stuff and they were making all of this money in my house. However, I wasn't getting any of the proceeds. And in the dream, there was a cop that was walking through and he was making them get out, and they were mad because he was policing everything, making sure he was telling them, you need to get out, you need to get out. And if anybody looked like they were delaying, he made sure they got out. And they had to leave everything there. Like, so all of their businesses and stuff, they just had to leave it in my house and leave it to me. And I remember how that when they came out of my house, it was dark outside of my house, and everybody came out and they brought out a lot of stuff when they came, and there was all these people. I'm like, where all these people were in my house, and they had all, come out of my house because they were being vacated. So all the stuff that they had that they were bringing out of my house, I started loading up into my car because I guess it was mine. And then someone came and he had on a white coat, and he tried to come back and take something from me. But I knew that he should not have. And then I was like, I'm just going to get the cops. I'm going to let him do what he wants to do, but I'm just going to call the cops. And that scripture came to me, like, even the devil can transform into an angel of light, meaning, somebody can come to me and trying to take something that doesn't belong to them, that's mine, and me not realizing that it's the enemy trying to steal from me. So I had that dream, those couple of dreams on the 40-day fast, which I said I had a myriad of dreams, but those are the ones that I believe were most relevant. And I remember I also had a dream about wrestling with the spirit, and it was saying to me, you think I'm going to let you have my baby? And I still, to this day, don't really understand what that one meant. But I do remember wrestling with the spirit. And this thing was so strong. But I wound up overpowering it, which I was not able to do before. So I thank God, because I saw where the fast did. It did progress me. It made my spirit stronger. It got me further along in life, and it did so much for me. However, even after that 40-day fast, there was things that I never even realized that I was doing that were detrimental to me, that God revealed to me. He opened my eyes to them. So the fast, that 40-day fast, was great. Then after that, I went on a 21-day fast. I believe it was a few months after that. And I remember thinking this was one of the hardest fasts, because originally I said it was going to be a 14-day fast. And but then I was like, no, I don't really like to always say something is God told me, but I will say that I felt like it should have been 21 days. So I decided to make it 21 days. And I think around like the 10th day, I couldn't take it anymore. I could not take it anymore. I believe it was this fast where I was on the couch, and I was laying down because I was like, Jesus, I'm going to have to go eat something. I'll just go until 6 o'clock, but I can't do this fast anymore. Maybe I'll just do every day until 6 o'clock. I've already done like 10 or 11 days, whatever it was at that time. And I said, I'll just, do the rest and modify it. And then I had a dream. And in the dream, I think I was waiting on a line, and some people were in front of me and they couldn't get anywhere either, because the guard that was helping people on the line, helping them to pass through, he was letting them know that something wasn't working, so they couldn't go through. So then when I saw them standing by, I said, okay, let me go help, because I wanted to get through too. So I went to where they said stuff was backed up, and it was a big pit. It was a big room of monkeys. And I went in there to try to help, and it was just monkeys everywhere. Just like monkeys on the ceiling, just monkeys everywhere. And then as I stepped into there, I noticed like I started to step on it wasn't my intention. I just came to help to clean up. I think they had to clean up the monkey cage. I think that's what it was. And until they cleaned that up, no one could do anything. So I went there. I went to try to help. And as I started stepping around, there were monkeys under my feet. And then I noticed I was killing the monkeys, not on purpose, but because I was in there trying to help. Then next thing I knew, there were monkeys like jumping everywhere. And I was like, I have to get out of here. There are too many monkeys. So as I tried to get out of there, this monkey jumps on my back. And then there's like 3 of them that jump on my back. And there's one of them that bit me on, I want to say it was on the lower right of my back. There's one that jumped on me and bit me. And I was trying to throw them off and get out. It was like, in order for me to come out, it wasn't an enclosed room. It was like they were in like the circle thing. So if I could get past the circle, they couldn't go past there. But as I came to get out of the circle, the monkeys were on my back, but there was a snake right there in between me getting out of the circle, in between the inside of the circle on one side of the circle where they were, and on the outside of the circle where the safety was, the snake was on the other side. And I was just like, I'm getting out of here. So with them on my back, I threw them off and I stepped over, and I didn't care about that snake. And then I woke up. And I guess at that point, that was God trying to show me what was going on. Because I had went on a fast against like ancestral curses, and I was praying for some other people and stuff like that. So I guess that dream was showing me the forces that were fighting against me, that were trying to make me quit. Because after I had that dream and I threw those monkeys off, that fasting was easy. I mean, I didn't have any issues. I didn't have any second thoughts about it. The fast was a breeze. So that was the 21-day fast. And I had a myriad of dreams there too, which I won't get into now. I cannot really remember them right now, but I don't want to make this video extra long, so I won't get into all the dreams, but I just want to touch on some of the stuff that fast. Again, God did, it was a layering effect where God was unraveling stuff that I didn't even know was there. He was just dealing with me and just dealing with who I was and who I'd become over time. Then I went on another 7-day fast where he unraveled even more stuff. And I went on a 3-day fast. And then I went on another 14-day fast recently. And excuse me, I want to say like the 14-day fast was another hard one. It's like I felt sick during the fast, but I was determined. I was determined to continue. I was determined to continue on this fast, and I was not going to give up. So I said, and for this fast, I didn't. For the other fast, I went to God with scriptures. I was fighting for stuff. I wanted God to work on my behalf. But with this fast, I said, I'm not even coming to him asking for anything. I just want to praise him. I just want to be closer to him. I just want to be able to hear him when he speaks. And God being faithful, God really honored that because he opened up some stuff to me and let me see some stuff that I never would have seen had I not fasted. He peeled away layers bit by bit of deeply rooted attitudes and mindsets that I had, and I didn't even realize that I had. God in all of these fasts, and I'm still going because there's still so much more to uncover and unfold, but I am further in life. I went on several fasts and I'm further in life than I was before. Definitely. God definitely helped me to understand that I'm here to serve him and he's not here to serve me. I had an issue where if I asked him for something and he didn't do it, I would get upset. And not so much to the point where I would be blasphemous to him because I do revere God, but I would think, oh, I got to find another way, or what am I would allow that thought to come to me. What are you doing this for? But then I thought about it. God is not here to serve me. I'm here to serve him. And whether he answers my prayers or not, he's still worthy of the praise. It's up to me whether I want to praise him or not, but he's still always going to be worthy of the praise. And I think when I got that in my head, when he communicated that to me and helped me to understand that I am here to serve him and he's not here to serve me, that was revolutionary. Because he doesn't owe me anything. I owe him my life. I owe him my praise. I owe him my service for the rest of my days. I forget what song that is. But I owe him everything. So this fasting helped to break me down in some of the areas where I had pride. And I really didn't even know I had pride, and I was spoiled and I was selfish and I was withholding praise from God that I needed to give to him. I withheld time from him. And, I had to realize that he had been there to wake me up every day in the morning, time and time again, to make sure I slept, to make sure I ate, to make sure I had provision. But the only time I really came and sacrificed to him is when I needed something. And God has opened my eyes to so many ways where I'm deficient in my relationship with him. But also, apart from that, he has done so much in my life. He's done so much to advance me in my life because of the fact of the sacrifice of fasting. I want to make a part 3 because I want to end now, but I want to get into what fasting actually does spiritually, and how I saw what effects I saw spiritually. I don't want to be vague, but I want to get detailed with you to let you know what type of changes I saw spiritually and what things were actually broken and how they were broken. And guess the next video would just basically be an extended testimony to God's goodness and the power behind fasting. Until I speak with you guys again, be blessed.